Hey everybody, I'm the Pigglesworth. Today I want to talk to you about vines. Since Minecraft 1.8 came out, a few new recipes was added to the game. We can now make mossy cobble, the mossy stone bricks, and two different designs on banners you can see behind me. So vines have become a little more important than just needing them for ladders or to stop your fall. I looked everywhere and I could not find any kind of an AFK farm for vines, so I decided to come up with my own. So the first thing you need to know is how many hits a pair of shears can take before they destroy themselves. So we'll break a vine. 238. So after 238 vines, these shears are going to self-destruct, and you'll have no tool left. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to take 35 blocks of any type, and I'm going to hold down left on my mouse and drag and fill in all these slots. We got two here because we got the minecart still. I'm going to place the minecart. We'll go ahead and fill up that other spot. Right click to get in and push forward. Now I can start harvesting vines. Now what you can do is you can take a piece of tape, a book, just a rubber band, doesn't matter, but you can tie off your mouse so that your button is held down and you're constantly running the shears. And you can walk away and come back an hour later and have a lot of vines. Now as my shears break, I'm going to go through this little system, and I have a bunch of shears in this dispenser. Whoop, and it popped out. But let me get out here real quick. Because my shears are still good and everything's full, the shears that came out went down into the hoppers, into the elevator, and back into the system. So as many shears as you can get to hold in this system, multiply that by 238. That's how many vines you're going to get before you run out of shears. So from a different perspective, we can see that I'm AFK, and when I get to the end, the minecart's going to travel up to the next level with no problem. And I just keep harvesting. And when I get here to these powered rails, it's going to push me just enough to get past that ice and into the next source of water. And then here from the inside, you can see that as the vine breaks, it gets collected down in the system. Okay, so we're going to start with our building blocks. 2 wide and 8 long. And then at the end, we're going to come down 2 blocks and then do another side of 2 by 8. Now you can replace this with ice or packed ice if you want to make the items move quicker to the collection area. Here in front, we're going to put a double chest, and then from behind 2 hoppers. And remember, shift to squat and the hoppers. On top of the chest, we put the transparent blocks, because if you have solid blocks, the hoppers can't put items in. We're just going to bring a ring around of blocks like this, just to contain the water in the items. Now you don't have to use cobble or andesite. I'm just doing this to give it a nice little different look. And we need to plug up this back. Once you've got that, we're going to put 2 water sources here and 2 on each end like this. And this will push all of the vines to that central point, and it will get collected down into the hopper, into the chest. Now we're going to come up from the back, 7 high, 2 wide, and then off the side, we're going to go with 2 rows all the way to the end. Skip a space and do 2 more rows all the way to the end. Now here again, you don't have to do it this way, but I'm kind of setting it up so that we can put some logs in the middle, and that's going to be kind of like a little area that we aim at with our shears. Now I'm going to put these blocks along the back just so that I have something to aim my logs at. Otherwise, when you try to put a log, it'll make it vertical. I want it horizontal like this. That way they look kind of like little targets. And once you do that, you can get rid of these blocks from behind. You're not going to need them. And so that's going to be one side. Go ahead and repeat this pattern over here on this side. Now from here, this step you don't have to do, but I like to put buttons down. And these buttons are here just to stop the growth of the vines. Vines have a way of just trying to grow everywhere. And I just want to contain the vines in that one area. And then from the side, we're just going to come up and along the top just to close it in. This will help keep mobs out and help keep the vines from growing everywhere. We'll just bring this all the way to the end. Once we get to the end, we'll come down the other side. Bring it all the way to the bottom, just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and place our vines. And technically, to get started, you really only need 16 vines, 8 for each side. If you leave it alone for a little while, it's going to grow and it's going to fill up that whole area inside the buttons. Now that we've got the vines set up and ready to grow, we're going to go ahead and add our next layer to the front. Come down like this and extend this all the way out to the other side. And what we're doing now is we're making our little portal or our little window where we're going to aim our shears at. See, we've got this opening. I'm going to close that off just so we don't accidentally knock the buttons off. Bring that down and do the same thing down here. Close everything off except for the spot that's in line with the logs. Go ahead and do this row as well. And on this side, the exact same thing. And there we go. We'll just fill all that in. And there you go. Now we're going to create the system that moves the player around. So put a full block with a powered rail, redstone torch, and a full block on top. And if you look, the redstone torch powers that block that powers the rail. Now we're going to come out with 8 half slabs of any kind you want, a block of ice or packed ice, and a sign, and then another solid block with a golden rail, solid block with a torch, and we'll just repeat this pattern. Another block of ice and a sign. Then here on front, we're going to bring out half slabs. So that way at any time when you're playing, if you want to come back from being AFK, you can hit shift to get out of the minecart. And you'll just be able to step right onto the half slabs. We'll put a water source block here, and the sign's going to keep it from going to the left. And it'll go 8 blocks to the right before it stops. I'll just put a full block here. So now that we've got that system that pushes you there, we need along the bottom to push you to the left. So we're going to do the same thing along the bottom, but in the opposite order. So full block, 8 half slabs, and see how we got it here. So we're going to go ice and then a full block. 8 half slabs, and then ice. We'll put our sign to control the water. A sign here. And go ahead and put down our powered rail with the torch and the full block. And we'll do the same on the end. Okay. And go ahead and bring up your half slabs. Just like that. And one more time, all the way to the end. Put a full block there. And now our water source block. And one more water source. And there you go. That's going to be the system that moves you around. Now on the left, we're going to create a little mechanism with some tracks that's going to get you from the bottom to the top. So come up like that. And like that. And then put 2 half slabs here. And powered rail. Now see how they connect? Watch this. Now they connect here. But we still need to power that, so we're going to put one torch here. Now when you come up from the left, it'll push you on that rail and push you to the top. Now on the right side, we're going to make the shear distribution area. So come out 5 blocks, and then come up 5 blocks. And we're going to delete these 3 and put in hoppers. So make it face to the right, shift, and add 2 more, and see how they face that way. Now on top, shift, powered rails, and we'll break that. Put a rail there so it's angled, and replace with a block. Now when you come down and hit the rail, it'll force you to the left. And we'll power those. Then from the back side, we're just going to put solid blocks all the way up to that upper level. And that contains that area. Now from the top, we're going to put 2 solid blocks, a rail, detector rail, and bring that out. We'll get rid of that. So a 2 by 3 wide, and we'll close this in as well. And then right here, we're going to put a dispenser to push the shears down there. A repeater here, put that on 2 ticks, and bring some dust around. And now when you come over, it's going to power this system and shoot shears at you as you drop down. And we'll close this in as well. Now for the last segment, this is going to be a item elevator design that Mumbo Jumbo came up with. Bring those up 3, bring the hoppers around like this. And then from the bottom, we're going to do a 3 by 3 pad. Put in a comparator, a repeater, into a solid block. Bring out some dust here, and one more comparator. Put a torch on this side, some dust, and a solid block. And then we're going to make a little bit of a torch tower right here. So block, torch, block, torch. And just to show you how it works, I'll put some items down here in the bottom, just a stack. And as you put them in, see the system? It's powering it like a clock, and it's pushing the items up over here, just like that. And that is my AFK vine farm. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you learned something new, go ahead and click that like button. If you want to see more tutorials as they're released, make sure to subscribe. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter. I'll have a link in the description below to Mumbo's item elevator and a world download for this video. Thanks for watching, and keep on building.